In a remote village where time seemed to have stopped and mysterious, there lived a woman named Anna. She was known as a witch, and no one knew where she came from or what her true goals were. Anna claimed that she was studying dark magic in the Book of the Damned to protect her fellow citizens from evil. But suspicion and fear often flashed in people's eyes. At night, when the moon was full and the stars shone so brightly that it seemed as if they were watching every step, Anna would retire to her black house, and there, in deep silence, she studied dark spells and cursed those who dared to stand in her way. But one day everything went wrong. The witch Anna, after spending many nights studying ancient texts and performing complex rituals, awakened a force that she could not curb. Dark shadows began to cover the village, residents began to get sick and die, and the land turned into a lifeless wasteland. Anna realized that she had launched something much more powerful than she could have imagined. She tried to stop the dark forces, but every step she took only intensified the curse. Doomed to her own destruction, she sought salvation, but it seemed unattainable. And then, in the darkest hour, a wandering magician arrived in the village, who offered to help Anna. He claimed to know a way to break the curse, but at a high price. Anna, eager for salvation, agreed to the deal. But the magician warned that they were both at great risk. Thus, a gloomy path for salvation began, which can lead to unexpected consequences. The witch Anna and the wandering magician went on a quest among the ruined lands, where dark forces whispered their curses frighteningly, and danger lurked in every corner. Among the endless fields and abandoned forests, Anna and the magician moved slowly, avoiding the traps set by the dark forces. The wind blew shrill whistles, as if foreshadowing the proximity of danger, and the sounds of nature sounded ominous. But the witch and the magician moved forward, as if the last hopes of the village were placed on their shoulders. On their way there were various trials, from ghosts emerging from the darkness, to ancient guardians who stood in the way of salvation. Each battle left a mark on their souls, purifying or drowning out the light of love with which they moved forward. One day, in a misty gorge, they discovered an ancient temple, in which, according to legend, a potion is hidden that can break the curse. But in order to achieve their goal, they had to fight a powerful demon thrown into the gorge centuries ago. And then the magician warned Anna that the demon is able to fulfill only one wish, and whoever turns to him risks destroying his own soul. But Anna was ready to do anything to save her village and accepted the challenge. Armed with spells and powerful artifacts, they engaged in a battle with a demon, and each step forward led them to a deep study of themselves and their true motives. When the battle came to its climax, Anna faced the dark forces of her past, pushed to the extreme, and then she realized that she needed to keep her soul pure in order to achieve her goal. Returning to the village, Anna and the magician found that the darkness that had engulfed the earth began to gradually dissipate, and the sick were healed. The villagers greeted them with mixed feelings, relief and suspicion. It was clear that not everyone believed in the good intentions of the witch and the magician. However, although the darkness was receding, something sinister continued to lurk beneath the surface. The elders of the village began to notice strange phenomena and unexplained incidents. At night, the shadows of evidence in the sky began to take amazing forms, and the sounds coming from forgotten corners sounded like the keepers of ancient secrets. Anna and the magician, seeing how the village is gradually getting back on its feet, decided to investigate what is happening. They examined the temple, which was left in oblivion after their campaign, and found an old retinue keeping ancient secrets and prophecies. In the retinues it was said about a creature, terrible and powerful, able to break through the edges of dimensions and return to the world of the living. If a means is found, ancient pages predicted the arrival, of a bloody battle and the greatest temptation that would push the villagers to the brink of destruction. Anna and the magician realized that their journey was not over yet and that it had just begun. Their true test was just ahead, and it would lead them to dangerous places and clashes with forces that stretch from the depths of time. Many years have passed, but Anna and the magician remained in the village, woven with secrets and great potentials for evil deeds. Despite the victory over the darkness from which the village suffered, there was an understanding that the seal of the dark forces remained. They heard the whispering of shadows and saw the shadows of the reviving nights. By that time, the long forgotten temple had become a place that attracted strange forces. Anna often had dreams in which a mysterious being appeared to her, offering her power that she could never imagine. She felt that this creature was what was talked about in the ancient retinues. A mysterious premonition, carrying a warning, blew over the village. The magician understood that the presence of the demon arose from the consequences of their previous exploits and would bear responsibility for their actions. But instead of trying to stop Anna, the magician agreed to help her explore the retinue and solve the mystery of the creature that stood on the threshold, plunging into the depths of secrets. The witch and the magician discovered that there is an ancient artifact capable of summoning an ancient demon, but its revival will bring a world of defeat and destruction. They realized that they had to go in search of this artifact, which remains forgotten in ancient ruins, in order to try to keep the demon they encountered many years ago. In search of an ancient artifact, Anna and the magician went on a dangerous journey through the deep forests, washed by the river of forgotten times. They are faced with challenges that only the bravest and strongest will have to go through in order to gain a true understanding of themselves and their destiny. As they approached the place where, according to ancient retinues, the artifact was stored, the surrounding nature took on more and more sinister forms. The trees whispered warnings, the river whispered strange wind songs, and the night stars seemed to witness ancient forces ready to re-enter the fight. Eventually, Anna and the magician discovered the ruins where, according to legend, the artifact was hidden. But what they found inside made them question everything they believed in. The artifact was empty, devoid of any powerful power. They felt that they were trapped and that someone was ahead of them to take away their last hope. After days of wandering, when Anna and the magician returned to the village, they realized that a new threat of the dark force was already close. The demon began to manifest its power through strange anomalies, traps, and unknown creatures, and they realized that the true test had not yet begun. Now the witch and the magician faced an inevitable battle with a demonic being, and they had to find ways to combine their forces and permanently destroy the dark source of evil that threatened to consume everything they hold dear. But what powers do they have to find, and what path do they have to go through to achieve their goals? This is a riddle, the answers to which can lead to the final clash between light and darkness. When the demonic forces finally penetrated the village, the witch, Anna, and the magician were literally thrown into battle with the darkness they had caused. Through bloody battles and sacrificial rituals, they fought, trying to stop the demon and save the world from absolute destruction. All hopes of victory were turned to dust when the demon reborn by dark energy turned out to be stronger than they had imagined. The village was plunged into a fiery wasteland, and everyone Anna and the magician tried to protect were swallowed up by a powerful stream of darkness. In a desperate fight with the demon, the witch and the magician realized that their efforts were in vain. In their last battle, when dark shadows enveloped them, their fate was lost in darkness, leaving only a cold, slow fall into the bottomless abyss of evil. And so, an ancient village that once tried to escape from the darkness was consumed by what it was afraid of. All that remains is only ashes and destruction. the remnants of the past carried away by the dark forces, which were caused by their own thirst for power and destruction. It was the end of history, and only the shadows of ancient ruins and forgotten places witnessed the battle that ended in failure. However, what awaited those who survived? What happened to the world after this terrible tragedy? There are still secrets that can be revealed in the darkest corners of the world, and it is possible that not everything is completely lost.